What is happening, sports fans? Welcome to the DFS 5-Pack. I am your host, Matt Bellman, rocking it here solo. Monday, July 2nd. Can't believe we're already in July. My partner, Ryan, is out of town for a couple days, celebrating his wife's birthday. So we'll let him enjoy that time, and I will cover this nice DFS slate we got tonight. Let me screen share this. So nice slate for a Monday. A lot of times Mondays are kind of watered down, not necessarily what we have here. All righty. So starting at the top with pitcher. Got a couple, true aces on the hill in Scherzer and Kluber. So no doubt that Scherzer's been a little bit better than Kluber this year. Going into this year, they're kind of tit for tat, maybe the top two guys out there. Kluber's not been as good as he usually has been this year, but he's been awesome. I know that he struggled in his last start against St. Louis. That happens. I liked him that night as a GPP pivot off of Severino. It did not work out. I love that going into the night. Aside from the matchup with the quadruple A Kansas City Royals, I love Kluber in a bounce back start here. Now, I don't think Scherzer is by any means crazy for tournaments because he is Max Scherzer, but he's also going against the Boston Red Sox, whereas you've got Kluber going against the Royals. That in itself makes Kluber the better play in my eyes, especially for cash games. Then you throw in the fact that he's coming off maybe the worst start of his career, and I love this spot for Kluber here. Personally, as a Kluber guy, I'm not going to be getting away from him here. I think you lock him into your cash games, and of course I think he's fine for GPP because I think he dominates here. I also think Scherzer is a nice GPP play too because most people are going to go to Kluber. So I know that we don't necessarily want to always talk about the low-hanging fruit, but today it's necessary because Kluber's in such a good spot. I don't think you get away from him in cash, like I said. And for me in tournaments, he's my guy. Again, like I said, if you want to roll with Scherzer, it's Max Scherzer, probably the leading candidate for NL Cy Young. I get the points. Moving ahead to some offense. Now, of course, I'd love to roster both Scherzer and Kluber, but that's going to be pretty hard considering we want to roster at least some bats. So here are 4 bats that I'm looking at. Starting at first, Mr. E5 Edwin Encarnacion. Now, I've watched a lot of him recently. I'm a Cleveland guy, so I watch a lot of my Indians, and he looks good right now. We all know he's one of those Justin Upton, Brian Dozier type of players in that when he's hot, he's really hot, and when he gets cold, you don't want anything to do with him. Well, he looks to be getting hot right now. Has hit the ball hard all weekend in Oakland. Finally paid off yesterday with 23 DK points. Could have had many more points in the 2 games before that, but hit the ball right at people. I figured that the breakout day was coming, and it happened yesterday. I think he carries that into Kansas City tonight and absolutely rocks Jacob Junis. The Indians' bats are firmly in play after exploding yesterday in Oakland. And while, of course, we're always looking at Ramirez and Lindor, I love E5 today and think he's firmly in play as part of that Indian stack or as a one-off. Now, speaking of guys you can use as one-offs that people might not go to, excuse me, that's going to be one Jorge Polanco. Welcome back to the big leagues, Mr. Polanco. So for all those who don't know, this guy had a really good season last year. Came out of nowhere and was one of those guys like Eddie Rosario, Eduardo Escobar, that the Twins that thought they could build upon into this year. Now, after getting suspended for the first 80 games, after failing a test, he's back. Now, the Twins manager said that after the game said that he was going to be in the lineup today against the Brewers. On FanDuel, I know he's priced at the minimum 2K, and on DraftKings, as you can see, he's multi-position eligible at short and third, and he's only 3K. Now, going a little bit deeper, again, you can find this up by clicking on his name. Last year, after the All-Star break, he had 293 with 10 homers and 7 steals. Those are pretty good numbers for a 3K guy, facing Brent Suter here. I like Suter a lot and think he's firmly in play, and on members only, I'll get into him more. But by no means does that mean that you can't use Polanco as a one-off here, who happens to be really cheap, probably very much energized back in the lineup. I know they wanted to keep him in the minors a little bit longer, but he was just hitting the cover off the ball. I'm firmly on board with some Jorge Polanco here. You're going to need some cheap pieces no matter what you do. And he, kind of makes roster construction work, whether you want to play him at third or short. All right, now to a couple more GPP guys. First off, we're going to start with my boy Tommy Pham. Now, he's another guy I've watched a lot of recently. Hasn't been great, no doubt about it. Has cooled off considerably since the first part of the season. But watching him and watching his at-bats the past couple of games, you can see that he's starting to get it going. Seems to be seeing the ball well, which is big for him. Having really good at-bats, and it finally paid off with a 3-run homer yesterday, a couple of hits, a run scored, etc. Not striking out as much as he had been. I know he struck out 3 times the past couple of games, but besides that, has really cut down his Ks the past 5 days or so. I like what I'm seeing from Pham here. Do I want to go all out on Cardinals against Robbie Ray? No, but I don't mind picking a couple of their righty bats against him where he struggled at home in his career. Pham being one of them. Of course, you can look at the Jose Martinez's of the world, but if I had to pick one, it'd be Pham. And I love his power speed combo in this game. I don't think anyone's going to go there, and I like him quite a bit. Speaking of GPP outfielders, I mentioned him when these guys faced last week, but Cargo absolutely owns Madison Bumgarner. Surprisingly, he profiles decently against him, so this doesn't come as a crazy shock, but the numbers are overwhelming. Cargo is 20 of 62 with 5 bombs, 5 doubles, and 10 ribbies against Bumgarner in his career. Facing him in cores here, I love Cargo as a one-off. Now, this is a different core spot because it's Bumgarner. We're not going to be stacking the Rockies here probably, but you want a little exposure, and Cargo gives you exposure in a place where no one's going to go to. I love Gonzalez here. He's another guy that looks kind of rejuvenated, has swung the bat a lot better the past month or so. Ownage off Bumgarner. I like him quite a bit here as a cheap piece of Colorado that we can go to as a one-off. Wouldn't use him in cash games, but as a GPP one-off, like I said, I love him here. Give me some Cargo every day of the week, twice on Sundays. That's what I got for you today, guys. Wanted to run through it quickly. Again, I'm around all day. If you want to sign up, holler at the DFS5pack.com. If you want more content, more videos, all that fun stuff, sign up today, guys. And members only for all you members out there. I'll be out in a little bit, and let's crush this slate. Thanks again.